Right guys, so a very Commodore Christmas, some more Amiga chat for my Amiga amigos. Hope you had a lovely Christmas, enjoyed the holidays. I got a lovely gift on Christmas Day, not had to unwrap it, I had to download it. UAE for ARM, the emulator that I use to do Amiga emulation on Android, it got an update, so I thank the developer Lubomir for that. I tried it on the Shield TV, it doesn't work. It's still not, the latest version still isn't compatible with Android TV devices. He knows that, it's not listed as compatible, but I wanted to try it anyway. But having it put it on my Nokia 8 phone, the first thing I noticed are there are more control options, which is awesome. It's an issue I raised a while ago that we couldn't buy an Amiga CD32 blue gamepad button by the graphical user interface, and now we can. So I'm excited to try that out. I've been doing some testing of the CD32 custom games. So I love Psygnosis games, I love the logo, I love the owl, I love everything about Psygnosis really. So Amiga J has got a Psygnosis collection ported to the CD32. I was trying to play that, trying to play Walker, and the controls just aren't right. So I'm excited to see if the emulator update resolves those issues. I can report back. But in truth, as cool as it is to be able to do Amiga stuff on the go on my phone, the best way to emulate the Amiga is on the PC. It makes sense, it's a classic computer, we want the keyboard, we want the mouse. The emulator is far superior, it does cycle exact emulation, so everything will play at the speed it's supposed to. And that's what I'm on at the moment, the PC. We might get confused, it looks very similar to my Shield TV setup. Now the Shield TV version I have actually looks better, there's far more media on there. It's because they're done in two different ways. On the PC I'm using the WHDLoad archived files. I have the latest pack and I've edited the Hyperspin database, the XML file, to have the names for the latest versions. The one you download at the moment is incorrect, it's out of date. It's not FIFU's fault, the guy who did it, he's just got a life, he can't keep updating it every time the WHDLoad pack gets updated. And this is the stem of the problem really, in that these names keep changing. It makes life very awkward for the Hyperspin content creators. Having spoken to some of them, they completely agree. So the whole idea of the project I've taken on is to do static naming. Now, FIFU said himself, he said that's great, but how are you going to keep track of everything as it gets updated? Well, on the Shield TV I use HDF files done by a guy called Ransom. I think it's Damien D at the English Amiga board that did a tutorial on how to do it. So I thank Ransom for doing it because it saves me having to do it. And he's an Amiga machine, he's an absolute maniac. His Amiga collection is absolutely insane, but every time he updates his collection he does release notes. He says what he's added in, so we can use that information to add it into the database, create more UAE files, the config files, to load these HDF files up. So that is the game plan. I am missing media on here. Sometimes it's because it just doesn't exist at all. I've got missing video snaps, or it's down to the fact that the PNG file is named differently to what the database wants it to be. So I don't want to get too carried away with renaming this, because I'm going to do a new database file. I can do one for AGA, the Advanced Graphics Architecture, and I can do one for the ECS, Enhanced Chipset. We can even do one for the demos. But once Ransom updates his collection and I get hold of all those files, I can sort what is what and then do the game list, the databases for those, and then take a stock check of what we need artwork for. The names between AGA and ECS, they can share the same name, it's a different wheel, and that means they can share box art and diskettes as well. Maybe videos, although to be fair, AGA was better graphics than ECS, so you would probably want to see the differences between the two. But yeah, it just depends how fussy you want to be. So yeah, on PC I can hide games that don't have wheel art or lack in video snaps, etc. But I wanted you guys to see it is what it is at the moment. Just because something's lacking media doesn't mean I can't play it. So EMU Movies has recently done a new video pack for the Amiga. I haven't downloaded it yet, partly because everything's going to be named wrong. They've added in a few extra games, but yeah, there's still going to be loads missing. So I will make my own, use the settings that they use and submit them to them, and maybe they'd like to use it. So although there's no media here for Battletech, I should be able to launch this. Rocket Launcher is going to load the latest version of WinUAE. the emulator, and that has WHDLoad 18 added onto it. This is very important because if you're trying to use the archive files, play something like Turrican, if you don't have WHDLoad 18, the game just ain't going to play. I've got that weird error about unknown command, but I'm not too worried because I'm going to move away from these LHA files and use HDF instead. There's still a place to have the LHA files. If you've got the original Amiga, you can extract them out and use them on your original equipment, and I have a workbench set up. Even though I'm emulating, I can use those files within Workbench and WHDLoad. It's a very complicated system. There's all sorts of ways to do it, but if you're an original Amiga owner, the best thing is to own the original equipment, but if you don't own it anymore, being able to see Workbench, the operating system again, is a nice nostalgic nod. So I do that on the Shield TV. I think quite a few people think that's quite a cool option, so I add Workbench in to the Hyperspin wheel to load that up. So yeah, we saw the game loaded up. I can record that and get video snaps done, because when everything comes together, when you've got that video snap and you've got the box art and the diskette, Hyperspin makes these games look incredibly cool and you want to play them. So Batman, I've got good memories of this. One of the first games I played on the Amiga. It came in the pack. I got F-18 Interceptor with it as well, so that was a Christmas present. I remember that Christmas very well. I got Amiga games for Christmases down the line, so I remember getting Zool and stuff like that. So all sorts of awesome memories, and sometimes you don't even have to play it, just seeing them on the wheel is enough. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there, guys. Just let you know that I am still working on it. I will have to go back and do some more work on the family yacht soon, but yeah, I am committed to getting the Amiga done properly. So wish me luck. Have a great day, have a great evening, whatever it is you're doing when you're watching this, and I will see you guys when I see you next. Ciao for now.